how much of the state's $100 million that they promised actually reached the ground, and what did it pay for?
Yeah, so right now we have about 100 million that was the initial amount in SB1, but we also have the additional 86 million that was appropriated this year, bringing the total to about 186 million. The city's responsible for about 10 million of those dollars, so that was allocated to us to do demolition of FEMA-eligible properties. That dollars has started to hit the ground, so that is
Tearing down destroyed
down
properties. Are those city-owned properties only, or also private-owned?
So no, these are all privately owned property by private individuals, and specifically those that aren't FEMA eligible.
What about the 176 million that remains?
So the 176 million that remains, that's really up to the state on how that's done. Some of that's being used to fund some of the FEMA demolitions that we announced started last week.
Have you asked for them to unlock more of it?
So we continue to have conversations around, as we spend down that 10 million, how do we unlock more of that for both demolition and hopefully for repair?
Let's talk about HUD disaster recovery money. This is the stuff that builds your city back up, not just that sweeps the trash off, but actually builds things back up. After Sandy, New York and New Jersey got it. After Harvey, Houston got it. After Katrina, New Orleans got it. After Joplin, Missouri got it. And after the floods of 2022, St. Louis got it. The last time Congress spent this money, though, was in December 2024. It covered all preceding disasters. So the stuff that happened 5 months later, in May 2025, we didn't get any money for it. Right now, that money doesn't exist for you without Congress taking action. So what has the city done to get that money?
Yeah, so we continue to have conversations with our federal delegation. So Eric Schmidt, Josh Hawley,
Have you personally asked them?
Wesley Bell. So we continue to have conversations, especially directly with Senator Schmidt's office. He's been the continued lead of our federal delegation, and those conversations that we have regular conversations.
When did those conversations about this pot of money begin?
So we started those conversations right after the disaster, but they started in earnest last February.
Last February.
This past
so in
February.
the last few months, what took so long?
So a lot of it is, where is Congress? Congress was in the middle of a shutdown where FEMA and things weren't operating. We were in a federal environment where they were cutting a lot of aspects toward disaster, both within FEMA and even a lot within HUD. And so from a political perspective, a lot of the conversations around whether a CDDR allocation would come up started happening around January, February.